Time tries to tell them they're not who they were, but you sure wouldn't know it the way he looks at her. She's still the most beautiful girl in his world. She still makes his heart stand still. And he knows that there's still a few pages to fill, the story of Alice and Bill.
My name is Mary Ann Oglesby Southerly. I'm the Executive Director of the Veranda Ministries in Gallatin, Tennessee. I've worked with people living with dementia for over 20 years now. I truly believe that it's what God's called me to do, and so I'm blessed every day to get to work with that group of people.
I've seen what it can do to very healthy people, very healthy physically, mentally, emotionally. And to imagine my mother possibly having to transform into this person that we've never encountered before, that to me is probably going to be the hardest.
My mother-in-law had Alzheimer's, and she was diagnosed in the year 2000. The Veranda was not in existence then, but Mary Ann was my friend. And I knew that I could trust her, and I knew that I could count on her for the information that I needed to help care for my mother-in-law, for support. And she was so knowledgeable then and had worked in so many different areas of the dementia field that I knew she knew what she was talking about, and that's what I didn't know, and I needed that.
Mary Ann was so kind to guide us through that journey and helped educate us about her care. And in the years that have followed, I have been involved with the Veranda's Christmas benefits and different events that they've done down through the years, and I've been blessed to go volunteer occasionally, and it's just been a real blessing to love on these people.
There is a time when we have to just face reality that it's harder than we can do, and it's probably going to look nothing like what we thought it would look like, but it will look like what God has put in front of us to do, and that's where the hopeful part comes.
The thing I learned the most during this entire process, it's okay to say, hey, I need help. I can't do this by myself. I don't understand everything. I don't know the way to break through the doors when I need to go through them. So having an advocate, having someone who says, I know which person to talk to and you can bypass all the others, something as simple as that makes the Veranda Ministries just stand out to the point that, you honestly feel like you have a sibling at that point.
I've learned a lot more about how to care and how to deal with these kind of things as we're walking through them. So I think education is probably one of the biggest things, and laughter. Mary Ann has always helped me laugh and know that I'm not alone on this journey.
Jesus went to individuals. Jesus met Nicodemus by himself. He met the woman at the well by herself. He focused on one-on-one relationships and invested in those people. I think that's the challenge for us, is to be like Christ and to focus on the people that society shuns and has forgotten and discarded. And no one is more discarded than elderly people with dementia, some disease like that.
I wish I had acted earlier than I did, because what you bring to the table for these people is priceless.
Mm-hmm. Just to be able to take my grandparents somewhere safe, somewhere where we knew that they were loved, somewhere that engages them in ways that most places couldn't, when they would be ignored in public because they didn't know what they were doing or were confused or lost. But the Veranda kept them safe and loved on them and cared about them. That's how I would describe the Veranda.
Just like anything, if you haven't experienced it, You don't really know the sacrifice, and you don't know, what it requires. But I had two moms then. I had the mom before dementia, and I loved her so much. But then I had the mom after dementia, and I loved her even more.
Because I have relationships with people living with dementia, from the age of some 40s up to their 90s, because of those relationships, I am the keeper of their stories.